To the day's finance now, and let's go to Scott Phillips from Motley. Scott, good evening to you. The share market had a flat start, but the travel sector did well this afternoon off the back of the Prime Minister's border announcement.
Tomo, good evening. That's exactly the case. There wasn't much going on the ASX, but as soon as the Prime Minister stepped up to the dais, there was plenty of movement, particularly in those travel stocks. We saw Qantas, Flight Centre, Webjet, Corporate Travel, Hello World Travel, all the travel names up between 6 and 11.5% today. A remarkable day's gains, probably unsurprising given the borders will be open in just on 2 weeks, but a very good day for the travel stocks if it was a flat day for the rest of the market.
Scott, profit pressures are continuing for ANZ, which released its quarterly update today.
Yeah, good news if you're a home buyer or mortgage owner. You're probably not stoked to see banks making a fortune while you're paying the bill. Not great news if you're an ANZ shareholder. And that profit margin pressure you talk about remains intense for all of the big banks. ANZ's being reduced by just over half of, 0.05%, which is tiny in the overall scheme of things. But when you think their margins are only 1-point-something% to start with, every bit of margin pressure really does hurt that bottom line. ANZ not sure whether it's going for growth or going for profitability or trying to do both. The shares are off 2% as a result today.
Fund manager Magellan's shares fell heavily on news its chief investment officer is stepping aside.
That's right. Hamish Douglas, one of the co-founders and the chief investment officer, has had an awful amount of scrutiny on his personal and professional life over the past couple of months, and these things do take their toll. He's stepping aside for a period of time to focus on his health, and we all wish him well, of course. The shares that were $73 in February of 2020, now down to $16, if you can believe that, after another 10% fall today, unfortunately.
Wow, $73. And finally, Scott, what are the US futures telling us?
We get to finish with some good news, Tomo, which is always nice. US futures a little earlier, pointing to a gain of about 0.2% on their market overnight.
Scott, as always, thank you.
Thanks, Tomo.